guys, welcome to bekibtarot. My name's Becky. I'm a spiritual advisor, clairvoyant and energy reader. So I'm being guided to do a twin flame reading today. I mean, for those of you that are on a twin flame journey, take a look, see if it resonates, of course. Or if you want to, you know, if you're dealing with a love connection, why not check in and see if it resonates for you? Excuse the tunes. Someone's having a party. They've been partying all day. This won't be too long. I've literally just walked back in through the door, so I'm very tired and I want to go to sleep. But yeah, so let's crack on and see what's coming through. Okay, so before I've got anywhere, they said the masculine's being very uptight. They're saying, yeah, uptight and not what? Uptight and not forward facing is what they're saying. Interesting. So how do you want to do this, Spirit? How do you want to do this? They want left side masculine, right side feminine. Okay, what cards? I want these ones first. Okay. Okay. 3 for each. Hang on. Okay. So 3 cards for the masculine, please. And 3 cards for the feminine, please. Oh, there's a sneaky one more. So I cut the deck on clearance and winter, and then overlying energy is protection, underlying energy is dedication. So just from that, I really get the feminine's actually really been doing some work, and she is really protected now. Like, unless the masculine comes in dedicated, her protection cannot be penetrated, if that makes sense. Yeah, look, no fuckery from the feminine. Masculine, yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's that energy. So let's get a clarifier on that one, please, Spirit, and masculine. Okay. Right, I'm just going to clarify all 3 of these. Oh, what wanted to fall out, I don't know if you can see that on camera, was intention, wand, and then the feminine and healer was kind of cut as well. I think, oh, this masculine might be still, oh look, masculine just fell out, so let's pop that over here. So I'm really being drawn, I haven't finished clarifying, but I'm really being drawn on the masculine side that masculine is still working through codependency issues, wanting his feminine to come in and do all the healing for him. Like, if I do this, my feminine will heal me, and that's will never work. Nobody else can heal you. Nobody else is coming to save you. Someone could be, you know, someone that you find it easy to, like, you feel safe around them, so safe enough to kind of start expressing, communicating and working through your healing, and then someone else to accompany you on the journey and offer wisdom, support, but nobody can do the work for you. The sooner you realize that and jump on board, the quicker you will, you know, ascend and create and remove those blockages from your life. So it's, the masculine is manifesting his feminine, right? Watching from afar. This masculine is not letting his feminine out of sight, whether the feminine knows it or not. 434 was on the timeline, but it didn't feel like a strong, massive message. But check that out. And you know what I said about that protection card with the feminine, that just popped out. So the masculine is feeling the protection around the feminine, like he is feeling it. And I feel like it's actually scaring the masculine, because it's making him have to reflect, look at his wounds and do some work if he wants to move forward towards the feminine, right? He's not going to be able to do the things he's done in the past. Shit's not happening. There's been a massive shift in this connection, and I'll just flip the switch. Ugh. So there's been a flip of energy, and I do feel it's because the feminine's clearing a certain amount of wounding and doing her shadow work, so it's just caused this flip in energies. And the masculine is trying to call his feminine in, like calling in, help heal me, but that's not working, because the feminine is not going to be called in. The feminine is focused on her responsibilities, what she's creating, and really just full focus on how she can bring her wants and desires, you know, down into the physical, how she can create that. We've got imagination, yeah, with like a flying witch. Then we've got alchemist, you know, creating. And then we've got responsibility, but then I always see with this card, look at that light over the third eye, really tapped in, high priestess mode. And then we have ritual, invocation. And I feel that's working with her spirit team, really finding her power now. This feminine, probably over the next 2 to 3 months, is going to have like a massive, just, I don't know, breakthrough, or something's really going to come in, because she's really completed a big hard cycle. But not only has she completed it, like her spirit team are really like, fuck yes, like these are deep shadows that have been carried through the bloodline for a long time, and she's really awakening and pulling that shit out, that darkness out. Cut the deck at boundaries again, so definitely mastering the art of boundaries with people, places, things, no fuckery, being stable but creating with spirit, I'd say. So let's come back over to this side of the masculine. Boundaries. So they really wanted that card. So it's funny, isn't it? Twice that's happened. I've mentioned a card within the feminine's energy, and yet it falls out on the masculine side. And that really shows you how the energy is mirrored between, you know, twin flames, or soul, like deep soulmates, you know, people you are connected to deeply. So those boundaries that the feminine's, you know, learned and figured out and is putting up, the masculine is feeling. He's feeling it. Really, really feeling. I want to say feeling the lack of the feminine, and it's hurting. It's hurting him. And then 2 cards to come out were stability and incubation. So I do believe this masculine is heading in the right direction. He definitely, I feel, has slowed down. Like this masculine may have really picked up the pace like about 8 months ago or something, but this masculine has been slowed down. But this slow down is being divinely guided. It's by the universe, by the spirit team, by God, whatever you believe, right? And it's to make, you know, it's very easy to just keep yourself busy, whatever, so you don't have to focus on your pains, your shadows, wounds, and what you need to look at. But, you know, sometimes spirit and the universe will slow your ass down so you can really see clearly, see what needs work within you, the dynamics, what needs to happen. And that's, I think the feminine's kind of going through that as well, but has been going through the slowdown for a while, which is why she's now creating and whatever. And the masculine, although it's being forced to slow down and see things, is feeling the divine, protecting the feminine, feeling the boundaries that the feminine has put up here, feeling the cleansing and the healing. The masculine hasn't surrendered this connection, whereas the feminine has. The masculine hasn't surrendered because the masculine is still trying to call the feminine in to do the work for him, calling upon external rather than going within and facing and dealing himself. But I wanted to say that is soon to change, okay? I don't feel it insanely in the energy, but it wanted to come out of me. So we do have the stability card and the incubation. So what is pending is strong stability for the masculine in a way that this masculine never felt had before. I am really being drawn to, so in this card you've got there's a little ring here, and it's got the same, you know, on the rider-I deck for pentacles, it's got that pentacle, so that's that ace of pentacle there. So maybe I'd say what's pending is some kind of divine, you know, something that's going to help this masculine get a leg up for his stability. Therefore, having that stability will help this masculine really finally go in and surrender. So not cut the deck, but under that, the underlying energy regarding these two cards for the masculine is containment, secret, and rebirth. So this masculine is well aware that he wants a rebirth, and it's a bit of a secret. I don't think this masculine is telling this feminine. This feminine is off doing her thing, right? This masculine isn't communicating that. This masculine is trying to call the feminine, but that's not working. The feminine's raised, healing, whatever, right? So the universe is jumping in, making, you know, this masculine sit his ass down, take a long hard look to get him to reflect and get, you know, shed some of this wounding and shadows. But so although they're slowing the masculine down, there's going to be this leg up. Oh, 1133, so it's 11:33 there on the timer. It's like a leg up, but it doesn't feel like, oh my god, here's like something for the rest of your life. Like, this is a leg up to help the masculine create the stability so that he feels content enough to really slow down, go within, heal, and then move towards the feminine. But it is, even though this masculine knows, like, I feel like this masculine can feel it. Like, he's avoiding, but he can feel that he's avoiding the inevitable, and that's what's going to happen. He's just delaying it. But he knows damn well that he wants and is going to create a rebirth with this feminine. And I just don't know why he's being so stubborn. But hey, it's all to do with shadows, shadow work. This masculine is watching the shit out of this feminine, and the feminine has no idea. Like, I don't mean like creepy, crawling through the bushes, but I mean really like wants to know where the feminine is at all times. Like, without, like, if this masculine could get a tracker on the feminine, it would, like, but not to like go in and kick off and cause rows, just because I think this masculine's really has been in low vibration for a very long time and is going to be shifting up a level and, you know, vibe a bit higher as he works through this. So when he's in low vibration and clinging onto the connection, it's just getting a bit toxic in the mind. And but it's okay, because the universe is making him sit his ass down and really take a look, and they're going to help this masculine. Oh, they said providing he doesn't create more karma. So if this masculine doesn't create more negative karma, then he'll get this kind of Ace of Pentacles offer from the divine to help kickstart, so he can reflect, slow down, and move towards his feminine, as long as he doesn't create any more negative karma. So that, when they say that, I've got manifestation and then the blank card, which to me is always like the blank canvas. So it's like, what's the masculine gonna do? Is he gonna manifest the nudist, or is he just gonna sit with a blank canvas and wait for someone else to come and do it? Because that will never happen. And then clearance. So it's really, when they say doesn't create any more negative karma, I believe what they mean is he really takes action and gets to where he needs to be and stops fucking around. I am getting, you know, if this doesn't resonate, don't take it. I feel like you'd already know this, but it definitely feels like this masculine, there was lots of third parties involved, like in different ways, people interfering, places, things. Priority wasn't feminine, just loads of things, always a third party in this relationship, ex-partners. There's specifically one female, I'd say, that was interfering specifically, and it's weird because even though this masculine always knew all along, like, they couldn't trust this female, yet they allowed this female to get in their head. Ridiculous. Makes no sense. So yeah, big lessons for the masculine happening here. But like I said, it does feel like any third party interference, it feels really at arm's length. The energy doesn't feel close. So if there's any third parties that were in the way, they are on the way out. On the way out, can't interfere. So let's move over to the feminine now. So what we've got here. So the feminine really, really has worked through and is embracing the new. I feel like this feminine was really tortured of the mind by this masculine. I don't know, like maybe something specific the masculine did or ongoing things. And I'm very much getting the energy of like this feminine was really trapped in her mind of like, it feels like, so the masculine did something, then he did this, and it got more and more and more, and like worse and worse and worse. For ages, this feminine was really trapped of the mind of this, but she's done amazing to work through and really put this to the side, like get it out of her mind, no more. And she's used that pain to create. So what is it she's creating here? That boundary. We have banishment. So she's used this pain of the mind, finally reached a point where she's like, get it out of my mind, I'm healing. She's used that pain to create banishment, okay, and boundaries. And I feel this feminine has probably banished a lot of people that were not right. I don't think this happened just in the space of the week, but I think this was consistently, like slowly over time. She was like, no, coming from this pain, whatever the masculine did, she learned and could see as she worked through that pain, this person shouldn't be in my life. This person shouldn't, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this. You know, I'm protecting myself, my energy. And she really learned boundaries and banishment. But check this. In this card, we have another hand that's pointing, and then we have another Ace of Pentacles ring. The same as that one as I showed you before. So, this might not be for all, but, you know, for some of you, the feminine banishing the masculine may have been the step up that kind of helped the masculine to get stable. So that boundary, that pain that the feminine used to create and learn the art of a boundary, banishing the masculine, whether it's banishing from their energy or banishing from the romance, banished from her life, whatever it was, possibly could have been or could soon to be the thing that gives the jolt for the masculine to stabilize and then come forward towards the feminine with the rebirth. Then look, so this feminine ain't fucking around, right? So remember that High Priestess card, responsibilities, and that third eye. Clarifying that, we've got this, which is like the Ace of Cups, and it is fulfillment. And this is like complete emotional fulfillment, filling a cup. And I think this feminine is manifesting something big, like, but big as in just massive for her life, but it's very much under the radar. Like, it's got an energy of like, I'm slowly pulling it in. It's not a like demanding. This is something this feminine knows will help her create her wish fulfillment in life, and she's pulling it the fuck in, like big time. But it's so peacefully pulled in, so elegantly, of the higher ethers. The energy is so powerful. It's like, ooh, I can literally feel it in here. It's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. It's starting at the top. Well, it started. I feel like this feminine's already brought it down a few notches. Then it's like, ooh, ooh, coming down slowly. And she knows it. She knows it, which is why she's so cool, calm. Because all of this pain and healing and her banishing shit, things that are wrong, finding peace, she's pulling it in. Woo, woo, woo. And then it manifests down to the 3D. And she will be hugely, insanely grateful. But she will really have learned, I don't know, she really would have mastered herself and definitely raised the level in her ascension, I'd say, when this comes through. Because I say when, because this is coming down. She's got this. It already is. It already is. It's just, slowly moving down, but it already is. And then we have awakening, just to one more clarify that dynamic. And I think that's her, you know, she really just woke up again. You know, there's so many different levels in this, but woke up to, I think, the beauty in her and life. And interestingly enough, you've got two, like, sheep. I think it's sheep. Two animals together there. And this has a very much, this card has a very much a feeling and energy of unconditional love. And I think she's reaching that point of how everything's connected. Unconditional love is just everywhere, seeping through her, and she's learning to use that. And then clarifying the last one. Balance all comes from the art of balance. Her light, her darks, her shadows. Just working with her guides to stay balanced enough to be moving correctly through this, I won't say life force, but you know, this realm, this like human life experience, like this life timeline that she's got playing in. And then we have the protection and intensification. So the more she goes through this, the more protected she is, because she's reaching real high levels, like, I mean, serious high levels. You know, everyone, you know, you watch, I mean, I don't know, I've never actually close to me watched anyone ascend. Like, I've watched people grow spiritually, whatever, but I've never had the pleasure of witnessing someone ascend in the ways that I am ascending still. And when I went through my Kundalini awakening, and it just, this is like really up there. And because she's going to be in such a high vibration, she has to be really spiritually protected, because, you know, when you reach certain vibrations, you know, entities and whatever are always gunning for you and trying to pull you down. But, you know, it's part of the blueprint in her life. Like, if she reaches this point, she's divinely protected anyway, but this is like protection on another level, like on another level. And it has to be, because she is the key here to a lot of things. I think lots of things in the future, spiritually and helping people. Yeah. And then we have concealment and intention, and I believe that this is all kind of concealed from the feminine, how powerful she is. But as she moves through it, she like any ascension, you get downloads and you just get it. You kind of understand it, and it comes in stages. But it's one of them ones where, you know, she probably saw things in her life going a certain way, like we all do. But this was kind of concealed, all the pain that this message has given her, but then how this pain is going to get her to this high level of ascension. And this is linking me back to what I said, that fulfillment that she's managing to pull in. And I'm really being drawn to, you've got this wand on the star, and I'm hearing like wish upon a star, and it's concealed from the world and kind of from the feminine, but she knows she's got it and she's getting it, I think. And it's, you know, this is powerhouse all over it, like, but I don't just mean, I mean powerful. And it's something about she's manifesting complete security for herself, but keeping this contained. I heard like tight knit, like she's keeping this shit contained. She really is. Oh, you want me to leave them out? Okay. So they want me to move to this. Cards, same thing, please. They want 4 from masculine, please. 2, 3. I just saw someone eating like chicken wings. Oh, that was. Feminine. And those two together. So Overlying and underlying energy here, we have devotion and observer. So what did I say? This masculine is really watching his feminine, and he's watching his feminine be so like finding the light within herself and being devoted to herself. And I think this masculine's like confused how this feminine's doing it. And look at this metamorphosis, like the transformation that's happening before his eyes. Okay, so masculine, we've got winter, commitment, action, dark night of the soul. So, clarify on winter, please, for the masculine. Patience. So, remember what we said about this masculine being, you know, trying to make everybody else do all the work for him. He's probably being a bit cold towards the feminine if they're in contact, or it could just be energetic, but being cold and waiting for the feminine to come forward and do the work, but it's not happening. And this masculine can continue to play the game of like coldness. It's not going to work. The feminine's not chasing. No way. She's done with those days. Commitment, nostalgia, and spring opening up, blossoming. So what's coming through this is this masculine stops this connection from growing and blossoming into a real commitment, like a real genuine commitment, because he's holding on to past pains, he's holding on to wounds, he's holding on to shit from the past too tight, and that's what's creating a barrier in this connection, and it needs reinvention. He needs to let go of all the shit in the past. Clarifying action. Oh, 3 cards. So clarifying action, we have twin flame. We have recognition. Then we have deception. Bear with me, I just want to... Overlying energy is separation and heartbreak. Underlying energy is pause. So I think this masculine feels deceived. This masculine may have been in another connection, or may have had another connection whilst dealing with the feminine. And so I'm getting a couple of messages here. This masculine may feel like they're really recognizing that they were kind of deceiving themselves. Maybe they had convinced themselves that there was someone else, someone from their past that was their twin flame, was their one, and they're starting to recognize that, well, those you know, the veil is lifting, and they're seeing that no, that's not the case, and that their feminine really is their one, and they're recognizing it now. And it could be that the deception card here is like, and all the deception in the past, and now they're recognizing that this is their one. Let me clarify on the deception. Solitude, turning their back. I just think, oh, mute and then bound by the devil. This masculine really needs to work through his wounds, because it's causing such a distortion in the connection. It's caused, I feel, in the past, not so much now, a distortion in the masculine's view on what he saw. And I think this masculine is really waking up to his own actions, recognizing that, you know, he was deceptive and turned his back on his feminine. And maybe now, I was about to say it, and I can see what card that is, grief and muse. And I was about to say, maybe now, because of all the deception, I heard lies, the feminine has turned her back. So now he feels alone and is grieving the fact that the feminine has found self-worth and is moving in a new direction. And he's grieving it because he, you know, it feels like he had this. He had the feminine at one point. Whether that's energetically or in physical, like an actual commitment or whatever is being offered here. And then we've got dark night of the soul, received, and numbing. So this masculine has been, is going through a dark night of the soul, being forced to receive the energy of the dark night of the soul, to really be made to reflect how he numbs his own feelings of the feminine. And very much being drawn to feel this is the balancing of the karma for everything that's done. The masculine is being made to feel and acknowledge his feelings. He is not going to be, oh, pain in my here. I don't know what that is, like above the eye. Oh, I feel like I got punched. I don't know if this masculine's going to have a fight. Oh, that's too many. I'll take the flip one. The answer is no. So numbing himself by saying no to the connection. Just constantly saying no to this connection. That's going to change though. That's going to change. So feminine. Feminine's got her own card out, mate. Rocking that shit. She is in her energy. Clarifier on that is fifth dimension. Look at that. Working with the higher, we already know that. Working in fifth dimension. I think this feminine has kind of just, she's worked through it in the fifth dimension. She sees it in the fifth dimension. She's had it, she's embraced it, but she's like, whatever, that's in the fifth dimension. She's really accepted and learned how, just because it's in the 5D doesn't mean it's in the 3D. You know, you can have full-blown connections in the 5D. But if the other one's not helping ground it, then it is what it is. You can appreciate it in the 5D, but they're not ready to bring it into the 3D, so you have to just get on with your life. Abandoned. This is a serious abandonment wound I feel this feminine has had from childhood. This masculine gave her the wound so she could heal it. Like, she already had the wound from childhood, but this masculine was, you know, it was part of the blueprint to do what he did so she would work through this abandonment wound, and she has been. And the masculine has been watching her heal and is, I'm hearing like mind fuckery, like just can't, doesn't understand how she's reaching these goals, but not in a way where it's like, ugh, I never expected her to. It's more of like, how did I abandon you and sabotage this connection in every way, and how are you still standing and I'm on the floor? It's very much got that energy. Shadow work and pride and ego come out with that. I think this is all part of the wounds and that abandonment wound, and her working through the pride and the ego and doing that shadow work of the pride and ego, all that's linked to it. So it kind of flipped on reverse. So I feel she's completed that, working through that pride. Like when I say working through pride and ego, like say you've been with someone years and they cheat and they keep cheating, it can be your pride and ego that keeps you stuck. It's like, I can't bear to see him with anyone else. I can't. And or it's like everyone, you know, like, what will people say or think? That's your ego and your pride. No, love yourself enough to know what you deserve. And then we have settling, tribe, self-worth reverse. And I think this feminine was settling in the past. The answer is yes. I think this feminine was settling in the past because she was so ready to constantly say yes to this masculine. And she wasn't seeing her worth. And I feel like every time she kind of hoped for that fresh start, she always had regret. Every time this masculine kind of returned, she'd be like, yes, fresh start, and then she'd always regret it. Yeah, and then I think also what's coming through is this feminine had to really find out who her tribe is, or is on that journey. And I think she's had to walk away from lots of things, and like the masculine has had to communicate, like, you're not my tribe, like you're not acting it you know, you might be my tribe in the soul, but you're not acting that. And I can't do this heartbreak shit all the time. I can't do it. Like, I need to grow. I need to be loved and find peace. Communicating the mask that she was wearing in the past. Soulmate. Return, inner child. Let me get one more on this. This one's unexpected. Caught up in a transformation. Signs and a lesson. I think this feminine is masking the fact that, dear God, she just wants her masculine to come forward and offer complete commitment. But I think she was always reading signs and not just taking the masculine for what he was showing her. And I believe that was the lesson. Stop picking up signs. Just go with what you're being shown via that masculine. You know, just because in the energy your masculine's in love with you, if he's shagging half the country, then you've got to fuck off and go and do you and find someone that's going to treat you how you want to be treated, you know. It doesn't matter if you're divinely connected. If they can't respect you, if they don't treat you or love you, and sometimes it's not even about treating, it's like, what about, can they love you how you, here's an example, like, so I am, you know, look at me, I'm an empath or whatever, I am, like, I can read energy, tap, feel energy, it takes over me, I'm insanely sensitive to energy. You know, you have to be careful if you're telling me a story, because if it's horrific, I'm going to feel it and see it. And I also have had abandonment wounds myself, father, parents, both parents, pretty fucking, but whatever, right, this isn't my story. But where I'm going with this is, I had all these wounds, right, and I carried them, abandonment, things, and how it kind of came out in regard to me, especially as someone who's been through a twin flame journey, yeah, myself, continue to go through it. I thought one person was my twin, turns out they weren't, and then I don't even know, but it's irrelevant to my journey. All I know is I'm healing and moving through, right? But when you reach a certain level, you start to understand yourself, and you understand yourself more as you grow, as your soul grows, as you embrace opportunities to learn, right? You get to know yourself. And I, you know, when I was in my shadows and in wounds and whatever, I always just wanted to be loved. It's a main problem in my shadow work. I was born into both parents that didn't show me love. Every partner I've ended up with doesn't show me love. All they do is hurt me, and I'm not trying to sit in victim mode, because I've allowed certain things, and it's me. It's taken me a long time to learn that, you know, there's nothing wrong with the fact that I am who I am. I have gifts, I have power, and so fucking what if I'm sensitive? Like, yes, I should work on myself and grow and try and communicate, but I need to be with someone that understands that about me. I need to be with someone that understands that I struggle with too much space because I think you're going to leave me. If you, like, I'm someone that really, you know, thrives on structure. Like, if you text me every morning telling me you love me and then you stop, I'm going to think you're going to leave me. And that's a wound. I'm thinking you don't love me anymore. And it's a wound, But I'm not saying, like, listen, I'm working through it. I don't know, I've done a lot of healing recently. I don't know what I'll be like as I move into my next relationship. But what I'm saying is, sometimes it's about just learning how you need to be loved. And you could be in love with someone, but if they can't love you how you need to be loved, like, I was going to say especially as a feminine, but it's the same feminine, masculine. Like, it's that safe place. Like, my mind, my energy, I'm always receiving downloads. I'm always picking up on things in the grid and energies and people. I'm seeing things. It's all the time. Yeah, it's constant. And I need to be with someone that can let me just be, like, let me feel safe and knows and understands that, you know, if you create a structure with me, you need to stay with that structure, because I am gonna think negative of it. And it's no point you being defensive and angry about it. Like, this is who I am. Yes, I'm working through my shadows, and I'm not expecting you don't, it's just about that safe environment and knowing how you need to be loved. I know now, as I've healed, that I only go back to drink when I'm in my shadows or whatever, and it drops me down. And I didn't drink for years, and then I started a bit, not heavy getting smashed, but like I started having a couple again, and then it brought out my shadows. I was like, what am I doing? This isn't me. So I stopped drinking again, because it doesn't make me feel happy, high vibrate. It doesn't make me feel comfortable. And I think, you know, I need to be with someone that probably doesn't drink themselves, or is certainly taking action to better themselves, you know, not addicted to like drugs and drink and this. Like, I need someone that's going to be on that same vibe with me. I'm not saying you have to be sober with me, but, you know, isn't addicted to all these lower vibrational things and wants to grow, understands the spiritual world, understands me. And that's what's key here. It's, you know, seeing someone for what they can offer, and seeing, just because I love you, can your love me how I need to be loved? Can it? Not about wanting, can it? Are you capable of loving me how I need to be loved? Honest communication, working together, never giving up, no lies and deception, being brutally honest, understanding your partner, understanding the feminine and masculine, understanding and seeing how the dynamic needs to happen. And that's what it's about, and that's where the feminine has reached. And that's probably the thing that is jolting the masculine, because she's not willing to settle. She knows herself, she knows her power, she knows where she's going. And when she looks at the masculine, she sees deception, she sees lies, she sees pain, she sees abandonment. She doesn't see security, strength, power from the masculine. That whole, like, being a feminine myself, like, it's that, like, being around a real masculine energy, not like a little boy masculine, like, I'm at this because this is what, but like an actual masculine that sees and owns and knows how to create that space for his feminine. That is something that cannot be faked. Cannot, and the only way to do it is to do the work. The only way to do it is to do the work. And like I said, as a feminine myself, being around that, it's rare. I've been around lots of masculine energies, and most of them are not standing in their masculinity. It's not about like, oh, new worlds. A real masculine man doesn't have the need to get loads of attention off loads of girls. Like, he doesn't. If he finds someone he's interested in, wants to be with, he finds, and he stays focused on the correct things. He understands. He creates that safe dynamic for his feminine. Like, there's so many little boys out here that just don't. I remember watching something where the guy answered his phone to his partner, girlfriend, and it was literally a 2-minute conversation, and his partner was like, oh my god, this happened, so and so, and the guy, the masculine, was like, oh, like, kind of supportive, and then kind of I don't think she was losing her shit, but kind of brought her back down to like, you know, it's fine, you got this, da da da. It's the quickest 2-minute conversation, right? But then put the phone down, and then all of his guys were like, right, why is your girlfriend ringing to like say this, or why is she just telling you this like you care? And the guy was like, that is my partner. If, like, I'm the one that she goes to talk about whatever she wants to talk about, I stand true in that. Like, if she wants to come and tell me about her best friend's doing this and this, then, oh, do you know what I mean? Is she? Oh, okay, like whatever. Because she's unloading, she's connecting with me, and that's how she's connecting with me. She's not just talking shit in my ear. She's coming to me for that support. She's coming to me because I'm the person that can give her that. And if all I've got to do is listen and ask a couple of questions and understand her, then I'm going to do that. And this guy just shut up all of his mates in the room, like, I don't know if they were mates, whatever, but shut up the guys in the room that were like, why is he a girlfriend? And that's a masculine man. Knows his partner, sees his partner. It's not all just about him, it takes two. It's your job as the masculine to, like, when I say provide and protect, it's not physical stuff, that's providing that safe, secure space for your feminine. Like, your feminine's, like, yes, creates the space back, but that's how it goes. Like, the masculine is the strength, the power that creates that kind of wall around the connection. No one can penetrate this wall. I am in my masculine energy, this is my feminine. And then watch that feminine create home in that space for the masculine in every way. And then watch that masculine propel in life, you know. But, you know, it's such a lot of guys aren't. They just kind of roll around, don't know who they are, sleep with loads of girls, yeah. And it's a shame, really, because lots of masculines are scared of their counterparts, because that counterpart, their soulmate, their true partner in this life, will reflect back to them their wounds. And if they're not man enough to face it, see it, and, you know, dive in towards it so that they can have that growth and have their feminine or counterpart, whatever, then they'll run away from the connection. But yes, anyway, rant over. I'm gonna now get into bed. I hope that kind of answers or helps some people see some insight into this connection, if it resonates for you, to inflame or not. But yeah, we definitely have feminine done some serious work, and there's something big is coming for this feminine. Big. And by the work that she's done, masculine's being forced to really do some shit, but is really being stubborn and fighting against the divine here. But it will play out how it's supposed to play out. Everyone has free will. The masculine could fight this for the rest of his life if he wants to, which is why I'm so glad to say this feminine is not waiting around. She's cracking on and doing her thing and putting down some powerful shit, some real powerful shit. But yes, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel to grow, helps our energies to connect, so more of my videos and readings and visions will resonate with you. If you are interested in private reading, info's in the box down below. Just chuck me an email. And in the meantime, guys, I send you so much love and light. Bye.